Hey, this is Ken Casey from the Dropkick Murphys, and I love the Grandstanders! Take it away, kid!
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Grandstanders Live here on Big TV. My name is Scott Kerman. I'm your host. I'm joined by my usual cohorts, Uncle Joe McLaughlin. He's the professor, Russell Stevens, and he's JP's first son, Tim Hoey. Well, we have another great show for you tonight. So, boys, let's get it started. We start with the Boston Celtics. And despite all what you guys think, we're going to argue constantly tonight. Brad has lost this team. And know why I say that? Because I watch the games, and when you talk about one thing, hustle, the 50-50 balls, well, fellas, it's not even 50-50. It's 90-10 to the other side.
All five watch each other. You get it. You get it.
Would you agree that none of these guys have any floor burns?
I would agree that we're losing a lot of 50-50 balls. I wouldn't go so far as to say Brad has lost the team, but I think these guys are not exactly sacrificing their bodies right now.
I saw some nice hustle. Somebody went to the floor the other night.
Was it Brad?
There was one guy who did it. It's supposed to happen.
Does his last name rhyme with fart? Like,
Yeah, right. But it's supposed to happen a lot, Timmy.
I
Not
know.
just one time, right?
I know. I'm not going to beat them up. I'm not going to beat them
But
up.
this is not the team that we thought they would be.
Oh,
come middle
certainly
of
not.
the
It's been all
Because this
year.
is when you're supposed to come together as a team, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So still fifth in the conference. I
Yeah.
keep on mentioning that week after week after week, and we've been doing that since Christmas. Big game tonight versus Philly, but there's one guy on this panel,
No.
Russell Stevens, who doesn't even want them to win tonight.
I actually think they're better off losing tonight. We want Philadelphia to cement themselves in the third seed, so they are going to have to play Toronto in the second round. We
Let
want
those
no
two be
part of
moved.
Toronto in the second round. The ideal seed for the Celtics is going to be the fourth seed. You lose to Philly tonight, you're fine because you still have two more games against Indy to get the fourth seed from them.
Well, I think you can still win tonight and cement the position of.
Oh, and
the
Philly's going all
living
out for
up-
this.
He is living up to the professor.
Yes, he's
moniker,
right.
right?
Yeah,
No,
you
it's
just
true.
don't
The
want
voice of reason.
You know, by the way, on
Like,
top
I've
of
given
everything-
this no thought at all. You know what I mean?
No, on top
Russ
of-
has the analytics, the graphs.
Except the MIT.
I had some extra time today.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
look,
I gotta work
Milwaukee
on it.
also has lost Malcolm Brogdon for 6 to 8 weeks. Mirotic broke his finger today. We play better against Milwaukee anyway, so they're going to be a weakened team. We play better against
I
Milwaukee.
do think we handled Milwaukee pretty
we do.
good.
We
You know?
cannot beat Toronto. We don't want any part of Toronto.
Now,
I'm
what would we
scared of
put
Toronto.
Shemi on
Yeah.
the Greek Freak, right? And just beat the
And
crap out
Philly
of him?
might be able
Get
to
his
beat
6 fouls.
Toronto. That's
right.
They might match up much better. And we're probably going to lose to Philly tonight. They rested Embiid last night just for tonight.
But Joe, we're comfortable playing Milwaukee because we played them last year in the playoffs. I
Oh, yeah.
kind of think that we went into the offseason thinking we still have to. It's always have to go through Giannis to get where we want to go.
And we played them well this year, too.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
You know,
Yeah.
you ever have I don't know, one of your little kids' teams? Like sometimes you're like the Patriots. The year they were undefeated. You know, like so maybe get a loss to the Sixers out of the way. You know what I mean? Because
I
the loss
totally
is coming
agree with you.
eventually against that team.
Right now, if the curtain went down in the season, Philadelphia would be really nervous about playing us. They're 0-3 against
what
us this year,
yes.
right? So I say blow this game tonight and don't even give them the satisfaction of trying.
And hope that the Sixers can take out Toronto.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
because we have no worries about Sixers. We've got their number.
So now have I convinced you? Because you started this segment with how crazy I was for thinking this, and now it
No,
sounds
I didn't
like
say
you
how
agree with
crazy
me.
we was. I'm just saying that you don't think Brad has lost the team, and he has. All right, good to see Isaiah Thomas back. A nice little tribute. We seem to be doing.
2
we
years
either
too late.
have parades or tributes for the players that come in. It's all about Boston all the time, right? Okay, I would say the question here is Isaiah Thomas at his best for the Celtics and Kyrie Irving as his best as the Celtics, which player do you take, Joe?
You still got to take Kyrie's still better, head and shoulders better than Isaiah. But I did love Isaiah's hustle and his just work ethic and the way he went all 4 quarters and then turned it up even another notch in the 4th quarter.
Russ?
I take Kyrie mainly because Isaiah is a profoundly bad defensive player and a target on any other team's offense.
Yeah, well, you've seen some good defense by
you know,
Kyrie when he feels like it's in.
Obviously, as a player, I'm picking Kyrie. But you said at his best. IT, at his best, when he was in that little Peak Street, I've never seen Kyrie as good as Isaiah was for that short period of time.
Especially in the 4th quarter.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
he was the king of the 4th quarter.
Nothing bad to say about it.
Like a video game.
He literally carried that team on his back.
Yeah. All right, what a shock. Breaking news from the Grandstanders Live desk. Grandpa Gordon Hayward is out with another injury. This time a concussion because, I don't know, we're not going to make fun of concussions, but I don't remember NBA players until the last few years even getting them. But at the very least, for $60 million, he's been awful fragile, Russ.
He sure has. Every time he gets some mojo, he gets a sprained ankle, he gets a concussion. I mean, he looked like he was putting it together again, and he gets this concussion, so he's going to have to go take 2 steps back.
Cut him a little slack, though. They do have the concussion protocol now, which they never had before. We all probably played through concussions in high school and wherever we played. We had our bell rung. It's out of his hands, this concussion protocol thing.
But think of poor Wick Rosbeck. He has flushed $60 million down the shitter. Right?
Oh, yes, he has.
I guess so.
Yeah, right.
I'm not feeling bad for poor Wick. He's probably like on his way back from Cabo right now.
Beat to YouTube. That's how that
Coming
works.
back from
All
Cabo
right,
right
10
now on his
seconds.
private
Second
jet.
team is offensively challenged. Would you agree?
Yes.
Oh my God! How they ever? You know, they got to get off this 3-point kick. You know what I mean? It's just 3-pointer after 3-pointer. We go, you go down, you go 0 for 4 for 3-pointers. You're down by 12 in like a blink.
Yeah. All right, well, in a blink, we're going to go to the Boston Red Sox. Lots to talk about.
Dustin?
Yeah, not going to be in
Not
the
gonna be.
right?
No?
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
When it gets down, what
The World Series champion Boston Red Sox. Did you know you heard that?
I heard that, yeah. I read
you
that
wouldn't
yesterday.
even know.
Yeah. All right, so one Mookie Betts. Well, now, are we going to talk about this for the next 2 years? Will Mookie Betts please sign a contract, right? This has all been really energized by the fact that Mike Trout is going to sign a huge $400+ million contract.
$430 million.
Yep.
But understand, of course, guys, Joe, Mike Trout is unquestionably the best player in baseball. Yeah.
And he plays in a market, a nice market there in L.A., so.
Yeah.
But doesn't it befit Mookie Betts to sign a big contract if he can? Remember, this is a guy 2 seasons ago who had a pretty average season.
He might, but Boris won't.
Yeah, well, no, Boris isn't his name.
Oh, is it?
No, look, the thing, Mookie has made a point to bet on himself year after year, and Mookie keeps doubling down on himself, and so far it's worked, right?
Yeah.
So Trout does every year what Mookie did last year. If Mookie does that another couple of years, there's no reason to believe that he couldn't get more than Trout.
But it sure helps that this guy, Mookie, he's already made like $40 million in his career, much more than he ever dreamed about, Timmy, right? So it's easy to say, I'll wait for the big bucks because I've already made it.
Yeah, I think Russ has brought. He's
yeah.
betting on himself is what he's doing. I mean, if he was smart and he was 57 years old and knew what he was doing, he would sign that deal right now because, isn't $420 million enough? I mean, he could break a leg. He could have a catastrophic injury. He could hit 260 next year with 20 home runs, whatever. I mean,
But that doesn't
is
matter
a
in
bird in the
baseball,
hand
really,
or
huh?
in the bush better? I don't know.
I would sign Mookie. All you have to, but if I'm the Red Sox, I think about
you know what's staggering to me though? It might be $500 million.
Yeah, what would the Red Sox actually? What did Henry buy the Red Sox for? Like $700 million.
Yeah.
$500 million.
But I think, the Red Sox are smart. Just play out the 2 years. He wants you to. You play it out. Something could happen, like Tim says, and all of a sudden he's a bargain basement guy.
Here's the thing, though. If next year you're getting any sort of vibration from Mookie that he's going to test the market and go to the highest bidder, as the Red Sox, you're going to have to ask yourself, do we take the chance that he walks for nothing, or do we deal him? I mean, it's a legitimate question this time next year.
Absolutely.
How many teams can afford that?
I know.
though?
Who can afford
There's
them?
only about a handful.
So the
Count 'em
Angels
on
aren't
one
going to
hand.
pay two of those guys.
Dodgers
so take
would,
them out,
Yankees
right?
would, Dodgers would,
Yankees.
Astros would. Like, there's plenty of teams
So
that.
5 teams maybe?
Yeah, but that all it takes is one.
All it takes
Yeah.
is one moron.
Well, look, Mookie Betts is a small guy. All you have to do is meet him to realize he's a small guy, and he's a very skinny
Hey.
guy. And these guys are not durable. in the
Dustin
history of their
Pedroia?
careers. You see the
Hey, the
Pedroias
money
of the
must be
world.
coming back though in some form, and
Absolutely.
and ticket sales or ad revenue or whatever. They're not paying that money if it's not coming back.
It's
somehow.
franchise value.
Yeah,
It's
right,
franchise
exactly.
value,
That's
right?
right. Yeah,
I mean,
you have
the
Mookie Betts
Angels
under
signed
contract. Your value.
the Angels signed Trout for $430 million, not for revenue or ticket sales,
right.
for franchise value.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Because
Because
have
if you
this-
lose Mike Trout, your franchise is going to drop 20% in value overnight.
Yeah, great point. Can you imagine what the Nationals dropped when Bryce Harper left the team?
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Absolutely, yeah. That's
Now
all
they're
they
the
care about.
Washington Senators all over again.
Yeah, right. It's what they can sell the team for. All right, boys, not a shock. Chris Sale is the opening day starter, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to start resting him?
Yeah.
Right.
How many
hope
innings?
so.
How many
Every other month.
how
Bring
many
him back in
innings is-
September.
How many innings is Chris Sale going to pitch this year, you think?
Chris Sale, I would say no more than 130.
That 130?
Yeah,
I was going to say 160.
I would say 150.
Yeah.
Not that higher.
Not much more than that, right?
Yeah.
He's definitely not a 200 inning
He's
guy.
kind of like the Gronk of the Red Sox.
It's a
Yeah.
great point, Tim.
Yeah.
It's a great call.
Well, look, there's been rumors this week that, they may have a contract in place for
Yeah,
Chris Sale.
a lot of talk.
The rumor is 7 years for $35 million. That sounds ludicrous.
That's
I
a
wouldn't.
big mistake.
I mean, I know if I was Chris Sale, I would sign it.
in a heartbeat.
To me, Chris Sale has got to prove he can pitch over 150 innings, but even more importantly, that he can be at full strength in September and October.
And be
If
a
he
playoff
constantly is a drag on this staff in September and October, then why are we signing him for 7 years? Why are we signing him at all?
I don't know if I'd sign any pitcher for 7 years.
Right.
I really don't. I mean, they're such fragile commodities.
And then when you take into account to me that Chris Sale may be the skinniest athlete, I am not joking.
Yeah.
He may be the skinniest athlete.
Manute Bol.
Yeah.
Because Manute Bol was 9 feet tall.
I would
But
say,
at the
like-
very least the skinniest athlete I've ever seen in baseball.
I would say 5 years, $150 million. If I'm the Red Sox, that's probably as deep as I'd go with.
You know,
him.
it's funny that's a great point because that's exactly what I thought that Chris Sale would end up signing for. When
that
you
right?
said 7 years, $35 million, I'm like,
I did
With
say
his
7 years.
fragility,
No, you texted it to me.
That's like his
I had that
fragility and
proof,
everything.
though.
You know what I mean? So he's having to give a little bit back because of his physical history, and
Yeah.
I think that would be a fair deal for both teams. For
all right,
both
boys,
sides.
let's go through some quick stuff. Home run derby winner gets $1 million. That's kind of brings interest to that, right?
Well, it says it wrecks their swing. Whoever wins, it's junk
On that
afterwards.
point I
for
said
the rest of
earlier,
the
if I'm
season.
John Henry, I'd pay JD Martinez $500,000 not to
I
participate.
know, I know.
Right?
Isn't it pretty much they get on the tubes
Stay
after
at
they
home.
win it, right?
But it will bring the stars out because before everyone would
kids
say,
love
"No,
it.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that."
But it's
Kids,
about time Major League Baseball put some money where
You
their
know
mouth was.
what? An 11, 12-year-old boy. What's better than the home run derby? You're a
Yeah.
little baseball, little league freak.
Oh, it's
That's
fun.
like
And
the
it's-
best.
And it's 10 no names that no one even knows.
It's awesome though. The
Yeah.
home run derby when you're 11-year-old.
Offer $1
baseball
million,
fan,
and
it's great.
you'll have the Bryce Harpers, you'll have the Mike Trouts, you'll have the Mookie.
Like you
Betts.
said though, I give him $500,000 not to do
Yeah.
it.
So I don't know if you realize this, but the Red Sox start, I know on the road, but 11-game road trip on the West Coast. I don't ever remember them spending that much time on the road to start the season. That's kind of scary. I don't like it, boys.
Yeah.
Because I like.
What do you like, 7-4 or 4?
No, I like quick starts, and all I'm thinking, things can go bad in the West Coast for
4-7, yeah.
4-7. All of a sudden, we're 3 games behind the Yankees before we ever get home.
Yeah, I think you're happy with 6-5.
From a
Frankly,
personal standpoint, I love it because
You
get
and
those
me
cold
both.
freaking games.
You can't sell them.
I don't even want to attend. I'm sitting there in 4 layers, in the ninth after
and
a
we can't
4.5 hour
wait for
game.
$5.
Me and Scotty are cuddling in Section 8.
Well, you trying to go
And Russ I'm not leaving Russ out either.
All right, we're going to go to the Patriots after this break. So I really do enjoy college.
yes, I know.
It
Well,
appears the
you're in section
ashes
8.
are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Boys, we go to the New England Patriots. And first of all, nobody took the higher ground on Brookline's Bob Kraft in this show, right?
We did.
Well, here's our main sponsor.
Yeah. So, Bob, I hope you would appreciate that. At the very least, send over.
There's always a seat for you here, Bob.
Yeah,
Fruit
come
basket.
over, send one of the sons or something for the
Yeah.
show. All right, so this case has become a farce. Look, nothing good comes out of Florida, and the Florida Sheriff's Department, whatever, remember they're elected positions. To say that this was human trafficking and stuff, it may have been on a.
Wait, I think one of the women. I think one.
This had nothing to do with Bob Kraft, and now we're finding.
I think one of the women was in her 50s and the other one was in her 40s. The 2 women that were involved in this incident.
So Bob Kraft was targeted because he's famous.
Yeah.
Well, and I happen to know that Jupiter is holding their town elections this week.
Yeah, right.
All I can
So
picture
this was a
is
campaign thing
Bob
for
Kraft
sheriff.
with an orange vest on the side of the highway picking up litter for 100
That'd
hours.
be pretty funny, actually.
But for a misdemeanor, we need to get this over.
100 hours of community service?
It's time to
That's
move,
ridiculous.
It's time to move past this story in the public sphere. I think.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, look, Bob, we defended you at every
Step
turn,
of the
right?
way. Yeah.
All right, so let's go
At
to the
least
strengths
Jonathan.
and the weaknesses. Now that we're post-free agency to a large extent, let's talk of the strengths. I guess we're all set for quarterback this year,
Yeah.
right?
Well, Jimmy G's going to be back, so I'm
Jimmy
sure
G's
that'll be
back.
a topic of conversation in June.
How's he getting off the hook? He had freaking Brady
Oh,
dead and buried 3 years ago.
Shovel dirt in
That's
him.
3 years ago.
Only if he could have Jimmy G.
Jimmy G, his boyfriend.
Jimmy G's boyfriend. That was still a bad deal.
I
but
think we're set at QB.
we set a QB.
Why was it a bad deal?
What's that?
Brady, how's it a bad deal?
Oh, we're going to talk about that in the future. It was a terrible deal.
All right, I'll let you off the hook.
good
I'll let you
luck.
off
Well,
the
we're
hook.
talking depth here.
All
All right, running back, I think we're all set.
Plenty of guys at running
Everybody
back.
signed up. Sony
Yeah.
Michelle,
That's right.
Burkhead, James White.
Joe's
And they may
man.
even this Hill maybe even.
Yeah.
Yep.
legit.
He's a free agent still, isn't
But
he?
he may, obviously no one's going to pay him anything more than the
Guskowski's still
the
out
minimum.
there.
What's that?
Guskowski's still not.
Yeah,
signed.
he is actually, but we're jumping here. Okay, and then defensive back.
Yeah, our
backfield.
defensive backfield may be the best overall defensive backfield in the game, right?
It was considered that
Yeah.
by Pro Football Focus last
Which
year.
means he's going to draft a cornerback with the first pick in the
Yeah.
Well, I know he's going to
He
in the
loves
second
it.
round because he
just has to. It's
be
a
the
rule.
Patriots, right? Without wasting a second
Yeah.
round pick.
He's
on
got to
a
get.
crappy
He's got to have
defensive back.
every safety in the league.
Do you think he does it just to mess with those draft gurus to make them all look like morons?
Well, he looks
Mel
like a
Kipers
moron.
of the world.
Oh my God, Butler.
Oh, Jordan Richards. Oh, you name
Cyrus
it.
Jones.
Yeah.
And now we've got another one, Dawson, who couldn't even make the field on the Jets game. All right, and then so weaknesses, boys. Clearly, the glaring one is at wide receiver.
Right.
Oh, they.
Yeah, you have Julian Edelman and Philip Dorsett and a bunch of guys who have non-guaranteed contracts,
Right, exactly.
which means they're gone.
Right, so at the very least, a couple of guys are going to come from the draft or as street free agents.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking they have to draft or trade a draft pick with another team that has already developed a receiver.
It feels
'cause
like
we
a
can't do it.
It feels like a trade. I think they're going to make a trade for a pretty decent wide receiver at some
I
point.
think
in
they've
time.
established that they don't know how to draft wide receivers.
Yeah.
They
They
have
have
to get a
established
So trade for them.
street-proven, a game-proven professional
But
wide
also,
receiver.
Timmy, when you only have maybe a 1 or 2 year window left with Tom Brady, you want to bring in a veteran guy.
We have a 5-year window.
That window's been closing for years.
But look, AJ Green would be a nice pickup.
He would be
right?
awfully nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And
Could they afford him?
well, you'd have to restructure contracts. One thing about this, they've not restructured anybody's contract in the offseason yet.
Yeah. All right, so then offensive line depth. Seems like we're banking a lot on Wynn.
Yeah.
Isaiah Wynn, who was a guard in college, to all of a sudden be our left tackle. I feel like we're jumping the gun a little bit on that, fellas.
He was a guard in college. He's over 300-pound person who blew his Achilles tendon and has got to come into the NFL and protect Brady's blind side.
Right, exactly.
Uncle Joe's our O-line expert. What do you think, Uncle Joe?
And I really was upset with the loss of. I know Adrian Waddle isn't everyone's favorite player, but he was a serviceable backup both at left and right tackle. Now they have no depth at tackle either. So if Isaiah Wynn isn't the answer, they got
What do you
nothing.
think of
They
Wynn
got
at
nothing.
tackle, though?
Who knows?
What are the knocks on him?
We haven't seen
his
him.
wingspan, they say, isn't
Short arm, dinosaur arms.
Can you imagine Joe at dinner table?
like my Uncle Fred at the dinner table.
His wife was like, why?
Alligator arms.
Tear.
Yeah.
Adrian Waddle.
Never gets the tip.
Adrian, alligator
I don't want
arms.
to hear anything, honey. Waddle's been...
But that they put a lot of stock into that arm length for offensive tackles to give that final push when the guy's trying to
Yeah,
get
so
around
he
there.
goes a little too far behind
But
the
you know,
quarterback.
you would have to think Skarnecki had some input on that pick. You know,
Yeah,
and
that's a great point, yeah.
they
It
saw-
was. He
they-
picked him out
Yeah,
at
so-
the Pro Bowl.
You know, they must have saw
we'll
something
see.
that they liked in him.
All right, defensive line. Definitely,
Yeah,
there's a weakness there, especially when you take into account the whole pass rushing aspect. Now that Flowers.
But let's go.
We've lost Flowers. Shelton and Brown are all
the front four.
eventually rotational guys out of the front four.
An extremely mediocre line. until
Oh,
the
and
playoffs.
the stiff Adrian, what's his name?
and Claiborne.
They got good in the
Shelton was a
playoffs.
stiff too. I just
Yeah.
want to mention that.
Yeah.
But they were mediocre all year. To the playoffs, they shined.
Yeah.
Last year's off.
Yeah, we just don't have enough guys to play right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've my guess is that's our first pick in the
Is a
draft.
tackle either offensive or defensive? We need tackles.
And they really like actually Adam Butler too, and this will be his third year. Remember, he was a street free agent
Yeah.
who seems to have been developing more and more. So he definitely makes the team, that guy.
Yeah.
All right, so boys, we have 12 picks. We have 1 first-round pick, 2 second-round picks, and 3 third picks.
That's
Third
what Bill
round
loves.
picks.
that.
There's your
That's
wide
6
receiver.
picks in the first 3 rounds. Joe, how many picks do we actually use
4 of them.
for Russell?
7.
Oh.
No, how many picks of the 6?
of
Of the top 6
Oh,
in
I
the
see.
first 3 rounds.
Yeah, 4.
4.
I'll say 4 too.
That's it. We're going to use 2, boys.
2?
We are going to package that big time, and we are getting a quarterback.
Jimmy
right
G
now.
back?
This is another prediction.
No, a future quarterback.
Who?
I don't know. I'd have to ask Joe.
No, remember the other thing
I'll
that's
know once they
All
draft
those other teams that don't have quarterbacks will be
Remember
picking
the other
them.
thing about this draft is that we've got 5 picks from last year who were injured and didn't play. So
Yes.
it's basically
a
17
double
draft
draft.
picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a double draft.
All right, so boys, after the break, we're going to go to the Boston Bruins, and I got some very interesting questions to ask about that.
By the way, happy birthday to Bobby Orr today.
71?
birthday.
70.
Favorite
One, I
athlete
think
of all
he's
time.
70.
71.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
All right, we're back to the Boston Bruins, and look, Handsome Todd is very impressed that we're going to do a whole segment.
He got handsomer,
Yeah.
even more.
He's
He came in on
beaming
2
in
wheels
there.
on the Challenger.
I'm worried about you two. All right. All right.
I've been
First round,
drinking.
first round opponent looks like it's kind of cemented in. Will be Toronto Maple Leafs, guys. We are 3-1 in the regular season against Toronto. Of course, we beat them in the first round last year. Do you think it's a huge obstacle playing them in the first round?
I don't. I mean, Timmy probably knows better, but I kind of always consider Toronto having been sort of a little mentally weak, like that we got to have our way with them emotionally.
But they're a good team. They're a solid team.
We have their
You
number.
know, it's
don't
just
we?
one of those that we have their number.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we crushed their hopes every year.
Yeah.
I was at that game where we were losing by
Oh,
3 goals.
Bergeron,
Like
Bergeron.
3 minutes to go and half the place was empty, and we crushed them. We're Toronto crushers. We're going to
That
kill them.
Toronto fans are like us pre-2004 with the Red Sox. Just the anxiety, the moment the Bruins score the first goal in Toronto.
Montreal
everyone's like-
used to be us. We used to be that in Montreal.
And that plays a huge role when, especially, we feel like we can go to Toronto and win.
I think this team's
Yes.
really clicking right now.
Yeah.
I really do. That last night they played almost a perfect hockey game.
Okay, so you're happy.
And
now
hold on, we
with-
got to give shout outs to BC High for winning in 4 overtimes, even though I'm a CM guy. One of the best games I've ever seen in my life.
So
My buddy's kid scored the goal in the 4th overtime to win the state. Super
Freshman.
Eight. Freshman.
Everyone was tired.
Stud.
Yeah.
Kid's a stud.
So we talk about.
Sorry for
That's all
digressing.
right, Timmy. Don't worry. You can host the show next week. We talk about teams that are difficult to eliminate in a 7-game series. A team that's solid enough and consistent enough that it's going to be tough to beat them 4 times out of 7. Okay, is that the Boston Bruins this year?
I think we're going to be. I think we're going to be a tough-minded.
Oh, the other teams aren't going to want to pay. No.
Yeah.
Right, maybe not the best and most talented team in hockey, but just a really difficult out.
We have a lot of depth. Hopefully, we'll go 3 lines now with these new
Hard for
guys.
me to say Tuca's playing pretty good.
Oh my God!
Oh,
If you watch the show on Friday in Dirty Water,
I know.
the 2 minutes of
Tuukka
Tim
bashing.
Hoey
vitriol.
talking about
Tuukka
Rask
you're as good-
is priceless.
you're as
It
good-
should have gone viral.
You're as good as your goaltender in the NHL.
Oh, so, see, that's typical Tuukka love, right? If he has a good game, I love him.
Yeah.
So
I only-
5 goals.
I'll
next
hate him
game.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on the trash heap with
Yeah.
him.
That poor man. I hope when he leaves Boston, I hope he never comes back to this city.
Moms, never let your kid be a goalie.
Yeah.
All right, so boys, biggest worry in the playoffs, you right here, and they've actually been a great client of mine for many years. The Washington Capitals, of course, the current Stanley Cup champions. I think that's the biggest concern, not Tampa Bay Lightning.
Well, I'd still say Tampa Bay's got the talent.
Yeah.
You know, I love Ovechkin. I could watch him all night long. But the Capitals,
so the
the
Caps
Bruins
are
did beat the Capitals this year for the first time in my lifetime, it seems.
So, Caps scare you more than the Lightning?
Well, the Caps are just sort of like us in Toronto. Caps seem to have our number, right? I think Tampa Bay is a better team, but the Caps have our number.
Yeah, I think either one of them are very tough out, but I do like the Bruins' chances, really, against anybody.
But, Timmy, you're hoping not just to have to play one of those teams. to get
I
to the
think
Stanley
I'd
Cup
rather
Finals,
play
not
Tampa.
two.
I think the
Oh, yeah?
Capitals are a little bit more seasoned and playoff experience.
And physically tougher,
And
probably.
physically tough.
Yeah, they are the defending
Yeah,
champions.
and I think that when we're not really a physically tough team.
Okay,
You
so
know?
I brought this up, and you guys got all tough with me, and you guys won't even. First of all, maybe it's because the shootout, that the Bruins have been terrible in the shootout for so long. And I'm going to say this point because I want to get rid of the shootout because a week or so ago, Brad Marchand had a penalty shot. And that used to be the most exciting moment in hockey. Would you agree?
Sure.
Yeah.
But of course it wasn't anymore because we do this damn shootout. So now, I love the 3-on-3. After the 3-on-3, if we have not decided the game, let's go 2-on-2. And you know we're going to decide the game awful quick then.
It's going to get silly. Then what are you going to do, one-on-one?
You don't think the shootout
Then
silly?
then the goalies.
Anything that has to do with soccer rules is silly,
Yes,
and that's
I'll
what
agree
the shootout
there.
is. The shootout's just a
I'll
soccer
agree with
rule,
you there.
right? What's sillier?
This is ridiculous.
Why is that ridiculous?
It's just
We have to
2-on-2
think
is
of.
ridiculous.
Yeah, 2-on-2
The
is-
ice surface is too large.
If I told you 20 years ago that they were going to do the shootout, you would have said that's
No,
ridiculous.
I wouldn't have, because listen, every kid does that, like in practice.
right.
At you end every practice doing a shootout.
But
That's
it's
how
not
I
fun
end every
anymore.
practice.
It's not
I
fun.
love the shootout. What are you
Even
kidding
when it
me?
goes like 9, 10
I don't.
rounds.
It's even more
No,
exciting.
that's
Here's
when it
my
gets
point.
exciting.
Oh,
It's like
my
artistic
God,
moves.
it's absolutely torture.
I love it. I love it. You
Oh
love it.
my
Chris?
God.
I don't like it.
I think he's trying. I think he's solving a problem that doesn't exist. 2-on-2 is basically a shootout.
Yeah,
So what's
it's a
the-
shootout. It
what's
would
the
be a one long
difference?
shootout.
Yeah.
It's like watching
Whoever
one
got the
long
puck
shootout.
would
No,
be
we're
in the
talking about
shootout.
no,
The ice
absolutely.
surface
It's
is
a
too
joke.
big. Let me just tell you about the shootout. It's like an artistic thing.
Oh,
I'm
God.
telling
I'm
you.
with Timmy.
Oh,
There-
we
you
hit
know
the-
that Dice Q or whatever the heck his name is. That guy had moves that you couldn't
Artistic.
believe.
When you get like the fifth
No, I'm telling you.
defenseman.
Listen, if
know,
you get to the,
can't even
if you
carry
get
the
no,
puck to the
you,
Some
if you
guys
get- let
right
me
up
tell
from
you,
Providence.
I don't care. The worst guy.
Wait,
in
we
the
gotta go.
NHL.
Oh my God, boys, the show's over. We'll talk
I have
about
my
it. All right, boys,
moments
want to
here.
thank the boys. Want to thank everyone behind the scenes, of course, handsome Todd and William, the intern, who, congratulations, got into Emerson College today.
Yep.
We're very proud of him. Let's give it up for
Remember us
William.
when you're famous.
Yeah,
William.
yo, he's definitely going to be famous. All right, please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com and tune in on Friday night on dirtywatermedia.com for Friday Night Live, The Grandstanders. My name is Scott Kerman. I'm your host. Have a great and happy night. I'm Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night. The elephants are in town.
Here comes the circus.